Hello artists, Thomas here, and welcome to my top 5 favorite artists of the RCA Painting 2021 show. Quick kind of thing before I start, I feel a bit stuck with the channel at the moment. I think I've said enough about fine art degree and so on, and I'm kind of emptied my brain in regards to that. So I'm trying to move forward with my content now and thinking, how can I guess, evolve this channel into something which is still providing value for people, but at the same time not repeating the same stuff over and over again. So any ideas would be welcome in the comment section. As for the RCA painting show, I'm going to be covering the painting students because I'm a painter myself, but please do check the links in the description because the animation and illustration, I also looked at some fantastic work there. So if you're more of an animator or an illustrator, go and check out the students' work because there is some really good stuff. As for myself, those who know me, you know I love very painterly, colorful paintings. So here are my top 5 picks from this year. The first painter I've chosen is Holland, who says, "I tend to abstract the human form and its surroundings in an attempt to move the image beyond language and towards metaphor, leaving room for interpretation. I begin with a digital collage which I sketchily render in charcoal on raw canvas. My work inhabits the borders of drawing and painting, and I deliberately leave areas of my painting unresolved with just the drawing showing through, as I feel it lends a freshness to my work and enlivens negative space. My painting technique borrows influence from Helen Frankenthaler and her method of pouring thinned washes of paint directly onto unprimed canvas laid on the studio floor. The translucent layers of paint lend my subjects to an otherworldly quality and allow me to aptly convey the interiority of both my subjects' bodies and of their states of mind." Personally for me, I really enjoy her quite limited color schemes in these particular pieces that I'm showing, and a lot of her brushwork and texture is very much Bacon-like. My second artist is the colorful and powerful Helen Birmingham. As for her artist statement, she says, "Central to my process is repetition. I repeat marks, images, and brushstrokes from previous paintings into each subsequent new one. I'm interested in the idea that every time I repeat a mark, it changes. Much like each time you recall a memory, it changes. The incidental mark making that occurs when painting is also an important part of my process by which elements of newness or surprise can enter the work. These unplanned marks find an association with the unconscious and take the work in a new direction both visually and emotionally. Paintings start from one position and end up somewhere unanticipated and new, but somewhere new that has resonance with me. I feel like they often throw up new memories. Allowing associative thought to play a role pushes the painting along and creates new ideas for further works. Through my repetition of paint marks from painting to painting, I create a kind of genealogy of marks that connections can be unearthed and excavated from the work. My paintings have become a sort of world-building fictionscaping out of my own archive of marks that grows with each use. In this way, I see painting as a repository of time and memory. As the work progresses, the lines between memory and fiction, past and present, become blurred and make a way for something new. The marks change and develop to be used again in future paintings, thus constantly propelling the work forward while also looking back to the past." My favorite of hers here is this blue and orange one that seems to me reference the landscape, almost like two rivers crossing over and having a waterfall below. My third artist is Kaijang. She says, "Creation is a room of its own for a person like me who is mentally sensitive and prone to anxiety. I feel anxious about the unknown, fearful of the future that is yet to come, panic about the end that is already certain. Unknown is a near synonym for truth. I realize my conjecture of the unknown and materialize my quest for truth through creation. I liken art making to alchemy, extracting concepts from elements and reorganizing them, using the raw nature of the elements themselves to create an illusion, creating a series of paintings with an observed atmosphere. I feel at ease in a room where I can control and set the rules." My personal favorite of hers is her silver swan piece. I feel like the expressive mark making and the bold contrast gives off some really nice lighting. My fourth painter is Ito, who says, I am exploring the pre-narrative state of life formation where the body cannot be located in a specifically gendered, racial, or geographical point. Seeing existence as an embryonic domain where it actively takes the shape of reproductive patterns that vascularize, root, sublate within a collective network, how this matrix relates to transcendence and the sublime is a fascinating and equally enigmatic subject that my practice heavily draws upon. To dissect existence and humans' role in it is to piece together fragments found through the lens of a history of mark-making where discoloring, erosion, oxidation, and fading speak volumes of how decay naturally follows formation and the back-to-back relationship between life and death. Pigment and material here serve as cohesive devices that reveal primordiality and the present as a single organism and reinvent contemporaneity. I am so bad at saying that word. That word. I can't say it. I'm trying here. I can't say it for some reason. But what I really like about Ito's work is the really soft finish that has been achieved, and the, I guess, smaller areas that have been more refined. This contrast between the softness and slightly more detailed areas, I feel like, is a really nice contrast. I'm great with words today. So I was going to do 5 artists, but actually I'm going to do a bonus artist too, so stick around for the last one after this one. But here is my 5th artist. Her name is Katya Granova. So for her work, she went into accessing the aesthetics of Shakespeare's Hamlet and got quite deep into researching Hamlet as a character. The photographs she used were the photographs of the old Hamlet stage performances, and was thinking about Hamlet as a character that kind of sews centuries together. The vision of him in different times document more of those times than the actual play story. So accessing other times via changes in the representation of someone who is constantly present in the last 500 years was very interesting. She was also fascinated with Hamlet's pretentious behavior and melancholy, that he is always doubting and can never come up with anything, that he knows some truth from the ghost, but he is hesitating to act openly and do what he is supposed to do. She thought that it's a position of herself as an artist, that she's always doubting what is right or wrong in her work, what she should do or what she should avoid. She says her work is quite expressive, but every gesture is planned, so this expression is a bit theatrical, like the whole of Hamlet's behavior. So while doing this body of work, she was diving into this personality in its various aspects. I guess regarding those gestures, and when you get loose painters like this, there's a lot of kind of, I would say, controlled accident, but I feel like dripping paint is a very difficult thing to use and make look aesthetically pleasing, so that's what I really like about this work. And finally, the bonus artist number 6 is Anne Carney Rains, who says that my background in scenic painting has drawn me to the stage and its many layers of reality. The curtain represents a boundary between the spectator and fictive space. However, without actors, this boundary creates a minimal and transitional zone with the potential to explore multiple narratives. I am drawn to passages, doorways, and spaces within spaces. These motives become places I am yearning to go but can never enter into. I have the feeling if I walk into this space, there will be another one behind it, creating a never-ending cycle. I am attracted to sentient spaces that change with either the presence or absence of the figures inside them. There is an obsession with shadow in my work that has its root in trompe l'oeil painting. L'oeil. Anyways, the layers of reality within the painting become hyperreal. In this way, I like to embrace the lies of painting and the fabrications of theatre to build a world within the works. Currently, I am interested in ideas around collective memory, transitional places, and fictional history. I guess regarding the whole shadows thing and perspective, and I'm really enjoying the technical side of her work. I guess the soft versus the bold, and then a great understanding of how to create that illusion with the shadows and perspective lines and this layering of like realities over one another. So those were my top 5 painters from the RCA this year. I guess we'll wait until the next, maybe, I think they do an early show at the beginning of next year, so I can wait for that. But I'm also gonna hopefully start going around more galleries and try and work out an entertaining format to present the shows that I go to in London, because I have been to a few shows now. It's just filming them and trying to storytell is something I'm still trying to work out at the moment. But please give me, feedback in the comments, ideas, whatever. Give me something, some ideas on how I can push this channel forward. Well, yeah, talk about repeating myself. But as always, I wish you guys all the best. And here is my awkward goodbye.